you very much.
Thank you.
Let's start at the beginning. How, and I'll ask this to both of you, did you get involved with the Taylor Sheridan cinematic universe?
Well, that starts a few years ago. He was writing Yellowstone, and he was thinking that he wanted to do a very cinematic kind of approach. He wanted orchestral music, and he wanted something very emotional, and that explored the dark side too, and which reflects dynamically against the beauty. It's like where tragedy is beauty, when you understand one because of the other. And so I got together with him, he has his cowboy boots on and everything. He's amazing, and we just started talking about music and all that, and kind of from the script phase, just understanding the story. And then all of a sudden I found myself writing that first piece you just heard from the screenplay. And the Yellowstone theme became that, and then as they shot, it became a different style of even composing. Kind of what Akira Kurosawa would do is they would start with music, and so throughout, then about a year later, Brett and he came on the show as well. As it expanded with 1883 and 1923, the cool thing about it was that Taylor would have the theme written ahead, and they were doing like a 12-minute suite, we'd work on all sorts of things, and then they would play that while they filmed. So all the actors and the costume designers were they all knew it. So it's like every day would be the music playing on the set. So it's a very different way of doing it.
It's usually the other way around.
Absolutely. So it was kind of like he sees it as picture and music as 50-50. And yeah, so yeah, for sure. And it's wonderful work with Brett, as well as the great orchestras we work with and all that. So it's been incredible.
But how does one go from playing in punk rock bands in the United Kingdom to working in the Wild Wild West?
I mean, I think that sort of style of music sort of lends well to this, because it's like not only are you doing sort of intimate instruments, but you're sort of playing a cello like a guitar, or just trying to destroy instruments in a way that might feel a bit more rugged and cowboy and western sort of things.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of like the idea of doing a Western, especially when we go into the old West from 1883 through 1923, has this really long storyline. At the conceit of it, when I met Taylor, I was saying, I don't think we should do like Western, kind of what Hollywood said kind of Western is, musically. And so I kind of got really interested in what the music of what we know as the West, right, came from, which is immigrants coming over with people that are cast offs are looking for a better home. So instead of having a Stradivarius playing a beautiful violin and a fiddle, and Zouki's from Greece or Armenia, all these different things, Irish instruments and whatnot. And it was kind of the budget ones, because they're coming across, and they would play a dobro or a fiddle around a campfire instead of being the musicians that were in kind of the upper crust of society to learn. And so the sound of the Old West is actually older than that. It's actually immigrants' music. So what we did is we listened to music from before the Old West, all the way back to...
How easy is that to find?
Well, it's something I've been interested in actually for a long time. So it was a cool kind of come together of something that I love doing and just listening to and being able to, work with it. And Brett was at my studio at the time, and we have this common bond of loving going and finding instruments like hurdy-gurdy and all these things, and buying them and trying to figure out and ascertain how they played it then, and then combining it with symphonic music.
And I imagine that's particularly relevant for 1923, where obviously Yellowstone is pretty much largely set in Montana, but 1923 isn't.
Well, the African aspect is really an interesting kind of angle on it. Instead of doing music that's just like, oh, here's Africa, here's this, it wasn't that approach at all. It's just an integration of everything, because it's really about, the movie, the story, of 1923, I don't feel it's regional, where you're thinking, well, gosh, here we are, so we have to do music that is from 1923, and it's in this city, and it's not, it's a tone poem, it kind of where you let it wash over you, and you understand the story, but tell it musically from an emotional perspective.
Yeah.
for the Africa stuff, like we were researching not just Africa as a whole, but Kenya, where they were.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
one of the things was the nyatiti. It's this like African lute type instrument that you heard with one of the pieces out here. And it was like buying that from Kenya and, you know, learning how to play it and sort of being true to the traditions of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's like...
But then combining it also with, like, that's the thing, it's like it's a whole painting, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was never like, so, like, we both love playing lots of instruments and learning, but then also learning from others. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, you know, and whether or not it's someone that plays in the small tribe or someone that's plays at a jazz club, there's jazz elements because it's in the 20s and all that. So all of it, you know, comes into play. But at the end of the day, it's something that Taylor always said, he's that the first place where he's like, I want to bring you on. He's like, I want you to write, like, the most important part, he's totally right, is the melody. So whether you play it on a piano or whatever, or voice, and these themes will play on all sorts of different instruments, he's like, if you can sing it, he's like, for me, that is what brings you into the heart of the matter, makes you love the characters that you've seen for 15 seconds. It builds in nostalgia for something that you've only been watching for a bit, and that was the goal.
Have you started working on his next two projects that were announced this week?
They're coming. Yeah, can't say anything or say something, kill us. But it's going to be amazing. Trust me.
Well, please give it up for Brian and Breton.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you want to support my channel, you can buy one of my graphic novels from the link below, or you can buy one of my t-shirts. And also remember to click on like and subscribe.